The sun is still shining bright, and while it can be great for summertime activities, the heat can be dangerous. Let's get a check on those temperatures with our chief meteorologist, Tim Buckley. Tim.
Sydney, I want to think of today as kind of the start of this heat wave, I would say. It's actually been our hottest day of the season so far. The official high temperature at PTI in Greensboro was 93. And that's hotter than we've been so far in the summertime. And we actually see pretty similar temperatures all around the area. A couple of 96s showing up on there for some reason. Maybe you're just a little hotter in High Point, I guess. We're looking at 60 degrees for the dew points. That's a little lower than you would expect for this time of year. So it is not quite as humid as it could be currently. Even so, it's a hot day of weather. We have a light breeze to help cool you off. It'll stay hot the next several hours as well. Still being in the 80s, even close to midnight. That's some of that summertime heat. For tomorrow, more of the same. In fact, it'll be a little bit hotter. Hardly a storm. I think it'll be a dry day for your Thursday for tomorrow. That's good news. Mid 90s, 94 for the high, feeling like right around 100 degrees. And the next couple days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, will be the hottest of this heat wave.
Well, just like our chief meteorologist said, it's hot and it will stay that way for a while. For the next 10 minutes, we will dig into the heat that is making the Triad and the country sweat. First, we'll look at how to stay safe when the temperatures start to climb toward 100 degrees. And then one doctor says even a little bit of time outside can put you at risk.
Even if you don't necessarily plan on doing a lot of activity outside, it's important to kind of be aware of what you're going into. So making sure that you're hydrating throughout the course of the day so that your body would have the ability to adapt, making sure that we're drinking water, make sure that we're drinking electrolyte drinks to replace what we're losing in our sweat.
Be on the lookout for early warning signs of dehydration, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, or headaches could all mean that you need to find a cool place and drink some water. The most dangerous type of heat-related illness is heat stroke. If a person doesn't get emergency treatment right away, it can be deadly. And while you might be more careful in the heat advisories for kids, it's summer and there's no stopping them from being outside and having fun. But they can be at risk too. Some experts say all that fun in the sun can lead to something unexpected: kidney stones.
If you're not making as much urine because a lot of your fluid is being lost to perspiration, sweating when it's hot out, you need to drink a whole lot more water to keep the urine dilute.
One Wet n Wild Emerald Point lifeguard says water isn't the only thing to keep you safe outside.
As you're out in the heat, you want to take and eat little snacks or little meals, and some of those kind of cooling foods, vegetables, fruits, salads. It's only going to help. You know, you can't go without eating when the temperatures get up this hot.
Some people might not have the luxury to find a cool air-conditioned spot to get out of the heat. Winston-Salem set up cooling centers all over the city. They are in local community and neighborhood centers. Anyone can come inside and cool off. In fact, here's a map of all the centers scattered around Winston-Salem. Greensboro also set one up. It has bottled water located at the Salvation Army on Freeman Mill Road. With the heat turning up, one viewer asked us if hot weather can actually cause power outages. We decided to verify. Duke Energy gave us the answer.
As the heat increases, electric use goes up because of air conditioning and other types of electric use, and that puts more and more strain on the system. Now, the grid is a machine, right? It's designed to work in extreme conditions. It can perform well in challenging conditions, but like any piece of equipment, the hotter it gets, the less efficient it operates.
The dangerous heat can have an effect on travel as well. In some cases, they are reducing baggage, fuel, and sometimes passengers to help aircraft operate. And flights can be canceled too. Last week, a SkyWest flight out of Palm Springs, California didn't take off because of high temperatures. One Delta flight in Las Vegas last week sat on the tarmac in a Las Vegas airport in extreme heat for 4 hours. The incident is under investigation.
I want to know how it was possible for passengers to be left in triple-digit heat on board an airplane for that long.
Trouble at the airport can ruin your day, but heat can always ruin your mood no matter the circumstances. We talked to body language expert Blanca Cobb, who says being hot can cause you to be angry and irritable, along with ruining your sleep. Cobb says if the heat is getting to you, a friend or a family member, stay calm.
Change the scenery. No one says you have to have a conversation when you're both sweating half to death. What that means is find a different location, go inside, change rooms, go into the shade. What is it that you have to do? Grab a cold drink for both of you. Again, do something to physically change your internal thermostat, and then you're just going to have an easier conversation.
A new study says climate change is making heat waves hotter and longer. This July is expected to be the hottest month on record. Climate policy expert Leah Stokes says heat waves are the easiest thing to connect to climate change.
Increasingly, climate scientists are saying, there's no way we would have seen a heat wave like we've been seeing over the last few weeks all across the planet if we hadn't warmed the planet, if we didn't have climate change.
She says it's not too late to turn back. The environment can recover if we stop burning fossil fuels and invest in renewable energy. Oppressive heat is still causing big problems across the nation. The South and Southwest have been baking for days, and now the so-called heat dome is moving east, making conditions dangerously hot for many, especially the elderly.
Blistering heat is now punishing the Midwest and building in the Northeast. Combined with the high humidity, it feels like triple-digit temperatures for millions of Americans.
As much ice and water as we can find.
But the extreme weather is dangerous for people working in the heat.
We try to just keep an eye on each other. We'll look at my colleague and say, hey, you're moving pretty slow. Why don't you go sit in the AC for 10 minutes and then circle back?
The scorching temperatures are also a big concern for seniors who have a much higher risk of heat-related illness and death. First responders say seniors must be aware of the signs of heat exhaustion.
They start to feel nauseous, weak and dizzy, excessive sweating.
So you want a little color up there.
Here at this senior center in Sunrise, Florida, the key to staying cool is simple.
I stay indoors. That's how I'm coping with the heat. I don't go out in the heat too much.
It's overwhelming, yeah. And just to go outside, even in the garden, is too much.
And don't expect to find relief with a dip in the ocean. Tuesday, the water temperature in Florida's Manatee Bay was measured at 101.1 degrees. If confirmed, that would be a global record high. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Sunrise, Florida.
Now, people aren't the only ones who need a little shade when it's hot outside. Phoenix has felt temperatures well over 110 degrees for what's felt like forever. The city zoo is making sure all the animals feel comfortable with frequent showers and air-conditioned buildings. And like everyone else, they need lots of water.
That often means providing them additional water, maybe tastier fluids. We might put some Gatorade into their water to make it a little bit more interesting.
All our experts are in agreement. To beat the heat, avoid it. Drink as much water as you can. Stay safe out there and enjoy the summer.